Welcome, welcome. You have arrived at the Medium channel where we bring you the spirituality behind the message to assist you in the awakening process. And being that this is largely an unannounced event, at least 90% of you, if not closer to 100, are going to be watching this as a video anyway. But I'm going to give the live people just a minute or two to get their notifications and come in. Um, but what we're going to do today is the July psychic forecast. So we're going to do that and a few exercises that we can do. And at the end, I'm actually going to do something different and do some divination work through angel cards. So we're going to get our angel messages for the month of July also. So all that's going to be happening in the next 15 or 20 minutes or so. So please stick around. A lot of important information, a lot of big changes. This is a really, really big summer of change. And we do have a few live people. Well, welcome Linda and Susan and the several others that have just logged on. So we will have a few live people. Great. Like I said, I'll give a minute or two for people to get their notifications. But, and yeah, so, remember, we're happy, we're healthy, we're alive, we're free. At least we had the ability to be free, starting with the freedom of choosing whether we want to be in our hearts and in our power, or if we want to surrender our power to the forces and the powers that be. It's a really changeable time. There's a lot of different forces that are acting on us and acting on the world right now. The idea is within every situation, within every person, there's a positive and there's a negative. There's polarity. You could call it good or evil. So we all have those forces working within us and working through us as the world does also. So like the Native American story goes, the one that wins is going to be the one that you feed. So feed the light, feed the positivity, and then learn from the negativity. Learn from the dark. Learn from our own shadows and the collective shadow and everything. This is how we're going to overcome all the injustice in the world and everything like that. So with that, I think we'll get going. Um, Oh, did somebody say that they're sad today or oh, sometimes sadness is a release. I think feel like with Susan in your case, it's more like kind of feeling the world basically. And yeah, and that your sadness is actually very healing, for the collective. So I know it sucks, but it's not it's a good thing in a way also. So let's get going here. So July, oh, a couple. Actually, I'll highlight a couple of other videos at the end that you can check out. But Sharita Star did a full summer forecast yesterday on the channel. And the day before, I did the new moon forecast because we're in a new moon. All of that information is pertinent, again, it's at the links are at the top of the live comment stream. They'll be on the pinned comments when this is a video. I definitely recommend that you check out those videos as well. So the reason I thought about Sharita is that she's an amazing astrologer and numerologist. So I have a bunch of notes here that I'm going to be looking at. So that's why I keep looking down in case you haven't figured that out yet. But July in numerology comes out to a 13. If you add the number 7, which is the month, to the current year, 2022, 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. Then you add 7, then that comes out to 13. 1 plus 3 is 4, so it reduces to 4. 4 is Uranus ruled. Uranus is the planet of surprises. It's higher mind and higher consciousness and higher community, but it's also explosive and sometimes revolutionary change. And 13 in Chaldean numerology is the death. And in the tarot, key 13 is the death card. Death is not a bad thing. We're all going to die and we're all going to be reborn. So a death rebirth process is likely to flavor the entire energy of the month of July. So you can expect it to be a very active month energetically. we may go through personal transformations, we may see some social transformation, and it's very heavily Uranus ruled month. And also Neptune is a major player, and I explain more about that in the new moon live that I did two days ago. And that's, I'm not going to repeat all the same information, so that's there for you also. Both of these are important, but just quickly, the new moon, it creates the template, so to speak, energetically of the entire lunar cycle that goes all the way into the end of July. And it's a Cancer new moon, which is lunar rule, but it's at 7 degrees, and that's Neptune rule. And Neptune's at 25 degrees Pisces. Pisces is Neptune ruled. 25 is a 7. That's Neptune ruled also. Neptune is great for intuition and opening up to spirit and paying attention to your dreams and messages that you get. But it's also about delusions and illusions, and all these things are important in terms of flavoring the energies of the month of July. So number one, month of surprises. I'm borrowing Sharita's terminology here. Expect the unexpected. Whether you're psychic, you're intuitive like myself or not, you're likely to be surprised by a few things that come up. The thing is, prepare for the worst, hope for the best is what I say, or have faith that the best is going to happen. So that's general, but that's the energy. Now, the second thing I wrote down is expect there to be some clashes with like governments, um, especially around the 5th and after. So I don't know why, but something feels like it's shifting. Sharita explained something about the astrology on July the 4th, and of course the USA goes into its Saturn rule personal 8-year, 17 8-year. So yeah, it just feels like there's going to be a big wave of negativity, whether it's the collective or the force that be just really trying to interject more negative energy into the collective. Whatever it is, just be prepared for that. And there's likely to be, like I said, some clashes with governments officials. Um, it feels like a lot of what's going on, it's a divide and conquer, getting two sides against each other. So there's that civil war, revolutionary feel in the air, and I think we're going to see some increases in clashes, with that, riots and stuff like that. Now, number three that I wrote down is that a global, one or more global figures, major global figures, either steps down or is forced down. Now, in my 2022 predictions I did in December, I kind of tossed out, maybe the U.S. president, maybe Canadian, maybe the Russian president. I'm not sure, honestly, but the energy is very conducive for there to be a major global shakeup. And part of that is, I think, one or more big players in either the political systems or the possibly the corporate systems, and they're linked anyways. But I think somebody's going to step down. Maybe somebody from the WHO, maybe Anthony Fauci. But expect there to be some big news around that. So number four was that science, medical, and technological breakthroughs start to become more announced, maybe start to become more available. So we'll probably hear more about the metaverse, more about things like different modalities of healing. I think I wrote down somewhere. Oh yeah, that was number 5. Yeah, new evidence of extraterrestrials, stuff like that. I think it's going to start to come out. A lot of this is already happening, obviously. So I think a lot of this is going to continue. But look for that. And I'm all for technology, but it has to be in balance. And when there's certain technologies and agendas like hooking up to the metaverse and stuff like that we're hearing more and more about. I mean, in theory, it could be a really good thing, but when it becomes a tool to centralize power and government and all that at the benefit of a tiny fraction of the population, but at the detriment of over 99.9% of the people, then it's not a good thing. So, be aware of that. So let me flip the page here. So I wrote down 6 fires and floods. It's almost redundant to talk about extreme weather each month, but with the current feeling that I get a lot of internal shaking going on in the world, on the earth itself. People that are sensitive are feeling it. If you're sensitive to energy, you're probably feeling that sense of shaking. In the Hopi prophecies, this is literally called the third shaking of the earth, what we're in right now. And I think part of it's going to manifest in things like earthquakes, and more fires, more flood. I'm seeing a lot of water. There could be a really bad, somewhere in the Gulf, I think, but a really intense tropical storm. It may not even be a hurricane, just a major rainmaker. We've been having a lot of those lately, anyways. So the eighth thing seventh thing I wrote down is more global secrets revealed. And the thing with 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 the two sentences that have come up, both around child trafficking, that may be a clue of more to come, of something that's been hidden and suppressed, that's starting to lodge itself free. We've got these different forces that are clashing. We've got the spiritual, we want to open our hearts, open our consciousness, connect more with God and spirit. But then we have the other forces that are afraid of that because they'll lose power. And then, we're all programmed by society. So we have to learn how to reprogram ourselves. But I have a lot of information on that in other videos, so I'm not going to talk a lot about this now. My aim is to keep this relatively brief. And okay, so number 8, and I just kind of wrote this down: hold your energy, hold your space. Really important now. If you're somebody like me that's sharing with the public and is under public scrutiny, and therefore people will try to shoot it down. Even if you're not, you may experience this energy in other ways. But the idea is we have to stay in our heart, and just like Jesus said, or at least in the Bible, the quote that "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." Understand that they're programmed, that they're indoctrinated into the system. They're cut off from their heart. They're cut off from spirit. They're cut off from source, and that makes them dangerous to themselves and others. But for us, we need to stay in our heart vibration. We need to stay in our own lane, stay in the eye of the storm. And when negativity comes, be in your heart. Then it's going to go around you. That's what the eye of the storm is. Your heart chakra, the heart frequency, is the eye of the storm. You can endure virtually everything or anything when you stay in that heart center, and all the negativity will swirl around you. It's only when you give it thought that it starts to affect your energy fields. So, if you see something or hear something from somebody else, and you have an emotional reaction, well, you're human. That's going to happen. But instead of feeding that with negative thought or whatever, stay in your heart and just allow yourself to feel the emotion, but let it wash over you, just like a wave. Like the waves come in, they're going to go out. So try not to feed into that. So I wrote a few things down. I'll actually read it. So hold your energy, hold your space, hold the line. A strong wave of negativity, pressure control from the elite is likely, especially earlier in the month. If we can endure this energy, you're going to find as we get later in the month and as we approach the 8-8 lines portal gate, there's going to be a lot of awakening. There's going to be some mass movements. I can't wait to talk about August, because I feel like there's going to be a big awakening that we're going to start to see. So stay in our power, stay in our heart, stay in the eye of the storm. And number 9 is intuition is going to be very strong. That Neptune influence is going to fire up your intuition. Trust it. And again, be in your power. So, I mean, this is kind of just a general psychic forecast for the month, or maybe I should even say an intuitive forecast, because I'm not really looking to nail down specific events with this, because timelines are fluid. Even the best prophets had their hits and their misses. But the really good ones had a lot more hits than misses, obviously. But, all time is happening now. What we do now affects the future as well as the past. So anything that's a prediction is based on the present. And if we change the vibration in the present, we can change the outcomes. At least that's my belief. That's what seems to be what I experience with my work and in my world. So intuition will be very strong. So I wanted to talk about a couple of, pertinent spiritual practices that we can start to do. And I think maybe at this time I may start to flash this video. So let me see. About the new moon forecast. Could I have more exercises in this video that I didn't want to just redo the same things. But one of the important ones is do your long, deep breathing and create those energy waves. If we can allow energy to move through us in waves, it clears the obstructions. You know, when we feel a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, when we have childhood trauma, shadow aspects and stuff, it manifests as blocks in our bodies and in our energy field. So if you do long, deep breathing, but you feel as you inhale, you get very present and you feel your body expand. And then when you exhale, you feel it contract. It's almost like, creating these waves. And that helps to move the energy and helps to move the blockages. So try to do that daily, 3 times a day, 3, 4, 5 minutes at a time. Simple is usually the best when it comes to spirituality. So number one, the month. Number two is the month energy favors transformation, release, etc. So do a lot of meditation, go into nature a lot, and connect with nature and source. You have technology and the powers that be try to take us out of our flow, out of our connection to spirit. Nature can restore that. Go out into nature, meditate, and work on feeling the flows of energy within you and around you. Nature will help you to do that. The more still you can be and the more you practice, the more you're going to feel it, because it's more subtle than the physical sensations and our thoughts and our emotions. We have to learn to get present and not be in that um in that awareness, but rather to be in the awareness of stillness. And then you start to feel energy. And when you start to feel it, then with your mind, you can move it and you can enhance it and you can direct it for healing yourself, for healing others, for raising consciousness. So the third one I wrote down, and I explained this a little bit more in detail in the other video, but presence and connecting with the void. And physical reality is not physical. It's empty space. It's energy. It's just our human uh, operating systems, our apparatus, like our eyes, our ears, or whatever. You just give us an impression of what the energy is, through something tangible, but it's all an illusion. What we see is not real. It's just different frequencies and different bandwidths of energy that our human operating systems are giving us a tangible form of, if that makes any sense. So the way to do this, because it's kind of like everything, energy moves in waves. So there's crests and there's troughs. When you're in a trough, that's when you're in the void. So like within the light, there's darkness. Light is basically a strobe light. Yeah, that's what light waves are, sped up a million times. So it seems like a constant light, but that's not the way it is. It's dark light, dark light. It's waves, waves, waves. So what you do is you get so present that you start to find the spaces of nothingness within the spaces of reality. You can do that with your breath. So when you're really present and you're breathing, find the spaces of non-breath within the breath. Find the spaces of darkness within the lights. Find the spaces of silence within the sound. You can't intellectually try to do this. You just have to get present and still set the intention and experience. And like I said, I explained that in a little bit more detail in the other video. So number 4 that I wrote was become interdimensional. We are interdimensional beings. We're very, our attention and our energy right now is locked into the 3D, but there's 4 dimensions, 4th dimension, 5th dimension, all the way up. I think it's infinite, actually. Um, and I have, and I'll link this on the pinned comment when this is a video, but I have a set. I call it the Ascension breathing set. I have a video on it. I mean, follow that video as best you can. I admit I had COVID when I filmed it, so maybe I wasn't as clear as I could be, but I think you can get the gist of it. The idea is learning how to create more space and more elasticity in your cells as well as your energy fields. And this breathing set will do that, and that allows more energy to flow through you. That clears your negativity, disease, and brings you more into your power, brings you more into a higher vibration. So it's about 4 different, simple exercises that are really, really powerful. And I'm going to do another video because I have a couple of add-ons, either this month or August. I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to call it the interdimensional breathing set, or how to become interdimensional. And the fifth thing I wrote down, just be kind to yourself, rest often. The energy is very intense. So you're going to go through periods where you're going to be completely winded and gassed and just, yeah, and maybe even depressed or whatever. But you have to just be kind to yourself this month. Eat lightly, but eat well. Be kind to your body, be kind to you, rest, and say no to others when you have to, when you need to. Rest off. Listen to your body. It's a major energy shift and reset is going to happen. I mean, it's been happening, but it's like a new level now. And I think it's going to be even stronger in August. So let's do a little. This is what this deck looks like here. Oh, let me get this off the screen, and I'll put the other one. This is the video that our very talented astrologer, numerologist. Well, I shouldn't say our. She's an independent person, but she's kind enough to share with us on the Medium channel. So she's part of this community, and she's very, very talented and very good. So that's that. So this is the this is what this looks like. It's called the Angel Therapy deck from Doreen Virtue. So let me just shuffle and just see what cards came out. Okay, so this is the first one that came out, and this is messages for us from the angels, ear chakra, and and notice messages that appear as sound, music, and words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayer. So pay attention to that. Sometimes through the ear chakras, you can get feelings, you can get psychic smells and tastes also. And it links in with your throat chakra as well. So maybe the angels are telling us to work with the throat chakra too, to clear obstruction. A good way to do that is getting into the habit of speaking up with discernment, speaking your mind and your truth. So that's the first one. So and I feel like they're saying, just listen, get quiet and listen. I like it better this way. Okay, this one and this one. Okay, so the second one that I got is Archangel Raphael, and Raphael came up on Sunday also in tarot time. So this is really about the message the angels are giving us are about healing. This is your time to heal. Work on healing yourself. And again, our minds are the number one indicator of health, wellness, or sickness. What we put into our bodies is the second most important thing. But what's up here is the most important thing. So understand that healing starts with how we perceive ourselves, how we perceive the world around us. And, it's all energy. It's all good. And we have to, again, be kind to ourselves and honor ourselves and love ourselves, and allow the healing energies of Archangel Raphael to work with us. You can visualize emerald green fire. You can visualize that to the east if you want, and visualize the angel, the archangel in that green fire, and allow the flame to just gently burn through you and to clear things, especially the heart chakra. Raphael works a lot with the heart and a lot with healing. And the third one that I pulled is vegetarian and vegan. So let me see what the message. Fresh organic fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high life force energy, which elevates your spiritual frequency. So, in my way of thinking, I actually am vegetarian, and I was vegan for many years. But in my way of thinking, you feed your body the way your body tells you it wants to be fed. If you do eat meat, the idea is to not eat too much meat, because it slows down the digestion, and it can create energy blocks. And organic or free range meats, don't get that store-bought stuff, because though you absorb all the stress and the fear and the negativity that these animals are subjected to. They know they're bred for slaughter. They get put in these crowded cages, in these terrible facilities, the slaughterhouses. And then you go to eat it, and you're absorbing all that energy. You don't need to do that anymore. lean. I'd say the message is lean more towards fruits and vegetables, but listen to your body with that. But I think that the main message is eating in a way and doing things that are going to raise your frequency, raise your vibration. This is all about healing. So the angels are giving us messages about how we can heal, how we can clear things from the body, from the energy fields, from our auras, and these are the ways to do it. So in any event, that's what I have today. And like I said, I'll flash these videos. So Angela's saying meat feeds a carbon-based body. That, yeah, all right. That I think that there's some truth to that, Angela. So the thing is, are you ready to specifically just feed your crystalline body now, or is there still a need to feed the primitive carbon-based body? Um, the again, there's a lot of programming. Humans can subsist. Is that the word? Yeah, without meat. It's, I don't want to say it's wrong, but it's overstated us being omnivores and eating meat, in my humble opinion. Anyway, beautiful, loving souls. So thank you, everybody. No coincidence, Kelly. Absolutely. Meat feeds the carbon. Yep. Yep. No idea how I found his. Oh, well, thank you for finding the channel, Kelly, and welcome. All right. So anyhow, I'm going to sign off, and thanks again, everybody. And we'll see you next time. Later today, I have a video coming out at 7 p.m. on channeling and how to safely channel and get messages from spirit that way, and how to connect with your ascended masters. So if you want to be one of the first ones, sounding like a typical YouTuber, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, get notified when we release new videos. And actually, that if people do that, in the first half hour, apparently, or the first hour, respond favorably, like watch the video, comment, like it, share it, and all that stuff. It does give the algorithm a boost. And I know this may sound a little bit self-serving, but I really want to share this information with as many people as possible, because I really feel like I'm on a mission to help others awaken. That's why Spirit had me do this channel in the first place. And I hemmed and hawed and resisted, but obviously I listened to Spirit. Here I am. And I'm glad that you're here too. So thank you very much. I love you, and we'll see you next time. May peace and blessings be with you.